chapter 8 is called The Spelling Competition. Now, oh yes, do you remember I was telling you about the different spelling staffs you see? Here they are. A beginner wizard like Zara can only use a staff made out of birch. That's that one. That's the stripy one on there. Birch, because that's a sign of new beginnings. Birch is a sign of new beginnings. Oak is a good all-round choice, while willow is used for healing. So if they're trying to do a healing spell, they use a willow staff. Ash is used for spells of transformation and enchantment, but it can be hard to control. Blackthorn is a dangerous wood used for spell fights and dark magic. Only the very greatest wizards can use a staff made out of yew. The yew wood. Chapter 8, The Spelling Competition. This was a feast of fire, so bonfires leapt high in all corners of the main hall, and a great leaping circle of fire marked out the spelling ring right in the buzzing centre of the rowdy banquet. The hall was jam-packed with wizards of all ages and sizes, happy, sleepy giants dancing or snoozing ponderously on the edges of the room. And howling wolves, lumbering bears, snowcats watching carefully as the shadows from the branches above, their tails swinging. Fiddles and horns danced through the air, playing themselves quite independently with no visible musician in sight. In one corner of the room, Incanzo the Enchanter was deep in political conversation with the other adult wizards. Swivelli, a wizard from a rival tribe, was arguing that the wizards needed to fight back against the warriors, just as their ancestors had done in the past. "The time has come for battle," said Swivelli, "and for a new leader, me, to be king rather than you, Incanzo." The young wizard's spelling competition was taking place in another corner, and Luta had been beating everybody until Zar swaggered in, followed by the bear and the wolves and the sprites zooming overhead, stealing hats and pinching noses and generally showing off. And within 2 seconds, Ariel had zoomed underneath all the banqueting tables, tying people's shoelaces together so that when they stood up and tried to move off, they fell face forward onto the table, hopefully into something squishy and messy like stew. Time Lost turned patches of the floor into ice, and all of the other sprites were making nuisances of themselves in an equally naughty manner. "What are you doing here, Zar?" sneered Luta. Your magic hasn't come in yet." "I'm here to challenge you," said Zar grandly. "What with?" grinned Luta. "Don't tell me you caught your witch, did you, baby brother?" He said lightly. He turned to his laughing friends and jerked a thumb at Zar. This loser thought he was going to catch himself a witch and steal some of its magic. "Ha ha 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 ha," laughed the young wizard. Zar shrugged carelessly. "Maybe I did catch that witch, Luta," he said. "Why don't you try some of your spelling on me and see what happens? Or are you afraid?" "Watch out, Luta," warned Darkish. "He did catch something. I don't know what it was." "Of course you didn't catch a witch," jeered Luta, "and you can't do magic, little baby boy. I warned you if you dared to enter this competition, I would annihilate you, and I will." Zar walked into the chalk circle, and as he stepped in, there was a short, sharp humming noise, and a force field of magic leapt over both himself and Luta in a thin, see-through dome, hissing with power. Everyone was quiet with that quiet when you know something is going to happen. Time Lost drew one of his wands, as did Bumbleboozle, but they couldn't help Zar now he'd stepped inside the circle. Zar was on his own. Zar held out his hands towards Luta. "Oh, you're going to do magic without a staff, are you, Zar?" scoffed Luta, and his friends all laughed loudly at this. Magic without a staff was advanced wizard work, and only great enchanters like Zar's father could do that. "Be afraid, Zar, be very afraid," warned Zar, "for I have not only the magic of the witch, my magic has a power to work on iron." "Ha ha ha ha!" jeered all the young wizards. "Oh, really?" smiled Luta. "Who's going to enjoy this so much?" "That's right," said Zar. "I am the boy of destiny." Look at Luta saying, "Oh, really?" And Zar's holding up his hand. "Oh, Zar. I am the boy that destiny has chosen." Confidently, Zar held out his hand with the witch stain on it out in front of him. "Feel the power," thought Zar. "Feel the power. Imagine in your head, feel the power in your fingers." That was what the teachers always said. But Zar got redder and redder in the face and more angry, and it was just like every other time he had tried to do magic and failed. Nothing happened. Luther had been creeping warily around the edges of the circle in case that lunatic brother of his really had caught himself some extinct life form. Impossible though that was, you never knew. I just love, by the way, Luther's expression. Look at that smug expression. That is one irritating older brother. He had a way of making it, you never knew he saw it, he had a way of making impossible things happen. But now Luther's eyes lit up. Oh dear, crooned Luther, holding his staff loving in his hand. Oh dear. So, boy of destiny, chosen one, where is your scary witch magic now? The boy of destiny, laughed the other young wizards outside the circle. I don't understand, said Tsar, bewildered and furious. I am the boy of destiny. I can do it. I know I can do magic. Botheration, thought Tsar. He'd been so sure, what with the witch-killing motto on the sword and everything, this must all be a sign from fate, but maybe he'd been wrong. And if this wasn't witch blood, what was it? Please, 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 let me not turn into a werewolf in front of everybody, thought Tsar. That would be so embarrassing. Not for the first time, Tsar wished he had taken Caravan's advice. He could feel his skin prickling all over as if hairs were about to sprout out of it any moment. You can't do magic, said Luther, but I can. Let me show you how I do it. I wonder what I shall do first. Maybe I'll do this. He pointed his staff at Tsar. There was a flash of sheet lightning, and the white-hot heat of magic light shot out of it, hitting Tsar full in the chest so hard that he was thrown up into the edge of the invisible circle of the magic force field. Oh, bother, thought Tsar, dully picking himself up. This isn't going to plan. Look, that's Tsar being hit by Luther's magic. Oh dear. I'm going to have to find out what happens in the rest of the spelling competition tomorrow. See you then.